So worship, we really try doing different things. So it's not just a normal worship service that you would find at a church. We do some contemporary aspects, and we mix a lot of contemporary and traditional aspects together and change up different things. We do a lot of different fun things through worship.
The worship time and the prayer time was incredible. I always got something new out of it each and every day. And the prayer time, it showed me a new way of praying and taking longer to pray and being more intentional about prayer. And because really before that I didn't really know how to sit down and pray really good, but this helped me become more intentional and open about my prayers.
I really enjoyed the worship, especially coming from a smaller church where we don't have a lot of youth, and it's a lot more traditional because it was just really cool to be able to sing contemporary worship songs, even some traditional worship songs with a bunch of other youth from across the state. And then with noonday prayer, I'm not usually a big reflection and prayer kind of person, but what I really enjoyed about noonday prayer was all of the different languages that the noonday prayer was held in, and some of the different songs from different cultures that we got to sing.
I thought the worship and prayer time experiences, they were really good. They had prayer stations, which is something I had never really done before, so it was pretty new to me. And the worship was different from my traditional worship at my normal church, but I really liked it. It was just a new way to feel God's presence in a different experience that I hadn't had before.
The worship experience that I had at the summit was really refreshing and needed in the middle of the summer. It's really different every day, and they include a lot of different cultures, which I thought was really, really cool because God is experienced all throughout the world, not just here.
Worship was really effective, and while they weren't like 3-hour sermons or anything, that was part of the good part, that you could so quickly get in the mood for it and enjoy every bit of it without having to spend a lot of time preparing or leaving the area.
One of the things I absolutely love about the summit is our worship. Our worship in the evening, it is lively, it is powerful, it is spirit-filled, it is intentionally, we seek to exalt the person of Jesus Christ. We have amazing musicians that help lead us in music. We have testimonies from college summit guides, and even from some of our summit disciples will share in testimony, and then vibrant, lively preaching from covenant pastors that come. Some of the professors take time to preach, and we have seen God move in our midst in a variety of ways over the last 2 years through our worship, and know that will be a vital aspect of our ministry for years to come.
The favorite part of the week had to be the worship times. To have someone that you know a little bit about their story, who comes from the Congo, who speaks and prays in French, I was able to step into their experience a lot more during the worship times. Also with this understanding, this is God's work in this person's life, along with God's work in my life. And so when we sing, "Great Are You, Lord," it's so much richer in the context of story.
Worship was great. Anytime you're with a group of passionate believers worshiping, it's like you can feel the Holy Spirit moving in that for sure. But then also, we had a pastor from Kentucky come and lead prayer, and that was really powerful. He just prayed his heart out to God every single time he prayed. And I think that was what got me the most every time we worship, was just to see this man go up there and empty himself to the Lord. And that's how I want to pray. And so that was by far my favorite part of the worship.
The worship just was very genuine and authentic, and it was so inspiring to see so many young people really, truly worshiping God with enthusiasm and with just pouring out their hearts. That was so powerful. I know a lot of the times the local church that our kids grow up in, we can't necessarily tailor fit our worship just to speak to their hearts, but this was a time where it did at the summit. And I know for my daughter, Chloe, she really came out of this experience feeling like, oh, she really connected with God in worship, and she wasn't alone. She was surrounded by a lot of kids her age, different backgrounds or different experiences, but they all kind of came together worshiping the same God with just enthusiasm and passion, and that was really powerful and really cool to see as a parent.